all of the tremendous amount of money that we've already spent, wasted, let's say, on such things as hypothetical climate amelioration, have not only not ameliorated climate alteration in the least, not measurably, but have definitely made energy far more expensive. And in places like Germany, have also made it dirtier. So I read the other day that I think Germany has fallen to 170th. I hope I have this stat right, but the principle of it's right anyways, is that energy is not only way more expensive and way more unreliable in Germany, to the point where, for example, manufacturers of car batteries for electric cars can no longer do it profitably in Germany because electricity costs are too high, but that while they've demolished the energy provision system and rendered themselves hyper-reliant on the Russians, they've also made their energy per kilowatt much dirtier, because you need backup for these hypothetically green renewables, which aren't green at all, by the way. You need backup, and that backup has to be fossil fuel, and they've shut off their nuclear plants, and so now they're turning to coal. Or many of the Europeans are now turning to wood burning to prepare for the winter, and they're deforesting. In many places, they're deforesting the country. And so one of the things we got to get real straight here is that even if your goal, and even if you have the goal of a more sustainable environment, and you have your metrics in place to produce that, and even if you accept the apocalyptic version of carbon dioxide overproduction, which I don't at all, by the way, but even if you do, there's no evidence whatsoever that these counterproductive policies that are punitive in relationship to the poor have had any impact on the environment at all that hasn't been entirely negative. And so I don't see at all how anybody on the radical left, on the globalist utopian environmental front, can put forward an argument saying that there's anything about that that's moral, because we have way more people who are poor than we needed to have. We're impoverishing people in the West and the developing world. And while we're doing that, we're actually making the environment worse by the standards that the people who put in the policies regard as the appropriate standards.